Brain is the very important part for the viva purpose, practical purpose and theory purpose. So today we will discuss the cerebrum. So let's discuss the cerebrum. Central nervous system contains the brain and the spinal cord. This is the brain. Cerebrum is made up of outer grey matter and inside the white matter. In some neuronal masses is called basal ganglia, which is present within the white matter. Cerebrum is, there are two cerebral hemisphere. This is the cerebral hemisphere. Two cerebral hemisphere, right and left cerebral hemisphere, they are connected by a corpus callosum. This is the corpus callosum. This is nothing but the white matter. Inside that is the corpus callosum. And also incompletely separated by a fissure is known as the median longitudinal fissure. This fissure is the median longitudinal fissure. Due to that, having the two cerebral hemisphere, right cerebral hemisphere and left cerebral hemisphere. So central nervous system is covered by the dura mater, pia mater and arachnoid matter. This is the dura matter. This is known as the dura mater, which is toughest part of the matter, that is the dura matter. Along with that, below that there is the arachnoid matter and this is the pia matter. This is the pia matter which are attached to the cerebrum. This is the pia matter which covers to the cerebrum. Hemisphere, right and left cerebral hemisphere, they are connected by the corpus callosum. This is the corpus callosum which are connected to the two cerebral hemisphere. Okay, so this is the left side of cerebral hemisphere. This is the cerebellum. This part is the cerebellum. This is the midbrain. This is the pons and medulla oblongata and continues as a spinal cord. System contain the cerebrum. This is the cerebrum. Then cerebellum. This is the cerebellum. This one is the brainstem. Brainstem contain the midbrain, pons and medulla. Okay, along with the thalamus, hypothalamus. These are the part of the central nervous system. The surface area of cerebrum is 2000 square meter and weight is near about 1.5 kg. Cerebral cortex is folded into the gyri and separated from each other the sulci. These are the sulci. This gap is known as the sulci and the area or elevating part of the cerebrum is known as the gyri. Gyri and the sulci. Sphere is having three surfaces. This one is the superolateral surface. This surface is the superolateral surface. This is the medial surface and this one is the inferior surface. Inferior surface, medial surface and superolateral surface. These are the surfaces of cerebral. Now superolateral surface is convex. This superolateral surface is the convex. Medial surface is the flat and inferior surface is having two parts. This is the anterior part and this one is the posterior part. This is the anterior part and this is the posterior part. Anterior part is known as the orbital part and posterior part is known as the tentorial part. The borders of cerebrum. Cerebrum contain three borders. This is the superomedial border. This border is the superomedial border. Then inferolateral border. This is the inferolateral border and inferomedial border. Inferomedial border, inferolateral border and superomedial border. These are the three borders. Now superomedial border is superomedial border which separate superolateral surface from the medial surface. So this border is the superomedial border which separate superolateral surface from the medial surface. Inferolateral border, this inferolateral border which separate superolateral surface from the inferior surface. Inferior surface which separated from the superolateral surface by a inferolateral border. This is the inferomedial border. This inferomedial border which separate medial surface from the inferior surface. Inferior surface separated from the medial surface by the inferomedial border. Cerebrum contains three poles. This is the frontal poles. This is occipital pole. This is the occipital pole, and this is the temporal pole. Three poles: frontal, occipital, and temporal. Temporal in between the occipital and the frontal. That is the temporal pole. Three poles: parietal lobe, occipital lobe, and the temporal lobe. They are separated by various sulcus. That is the first. That is the central sulcus. This is central sulcus which separate the frontal lobes from the parietal lobe. Now next, that is the parietal lobes and the occipital lobes. They are separated by a two imaginary line. First imaginary line from the parieto-occipital sulcus which comes toward the superolateral surface, and a passing imaginary line from that parieto-occipital sulcus to the preoccipital notch. This is the preoccipital notch, the first imaginary line from the preoccipital notch to the parieto-occipital sulcus. That is the first imaginary line, and the second imaginary line from the lateral sulcus which join the imaginary line which continues join with the first imaginary line. That is the second imaginary line from the lateral sulcus which join to the first imaginary line. So the frontal lobes, parietal lobe, occipital lobe, and the temporal lobes. Four lobes: frontal, parietal, occipital, and temporal. It is a very important lobe for the motor activity, mainly the motor activity which are controlled by the frontal lobe. This is the central lobe. This is the central sulcus from which frontal lobe is separated from the parietal lobe. This is the precentral sulcus, and this is the precentral gyrus. This is the precentral gyrus. The frontal lobe is divided into the three gyrus by the two sulcuses. This is the superior frontal sulcus. This is the inferior frontal sulcus, from which superior frontal gyrus, middle frontal gyrus, and the inferior frontal gyrus. Now the inferior frontal gyrus having the two rami. One is the anterior horizontal rami and second is the anterior ascending limb, from where three parts is developed. First is the orbital part, second between is the triangular part, and the last, that is the opercular part. Orbital part, triangularis part, and the opercularis part, which are the parts of the frontal lobe. And this is the frontal lobe which is separated by a central sulcus. Behind the central sulcus, post-central sulcus is there, and this post-central sulcus which having the post-central gyrus. This is the post-central gyrus. Now this parietal lobe is separated into two parts: supra-parietal lobe and the infra-parietal lobule. Supra-parietal lobule and the infra-parietal lobule, which are separated from each other by the intraparietal sulcus. By intraparietal sulcus, supraparietal lobule and the infraparietal lobule. Infraparietal lobule having three parts. Anterior part or anterior lobule is known as the supramarginal lobule. Middle lobule is known as the angular lobule, and this is the posterior lobule. Okay, so three lobule. Anterior is known as the supramarginal, middle is the angular, and posterior. So this is the parietal lobe, and this parietal lobe is separated from the occipital lobe by a first imaginary line which drawn from the parieto-occipital sulcus to the pre-occipital notch. That is the first imaginary line, and the second imaginary line from the lateral sulcus to join with the first imaginary line. So which are complete separate the parietal lobule from the occipital and the temporal also. This is the temporal lobe and this is the occipital lobe. Temporal lobe having two sulcus. One is the supratemporal sulcus and the infratemporal sulcus, having the three gyrus: supratemporal gyrus, middle temporal gyrus, and inferior temporal gyrus by the two sulcus, superior temporal sulcus and the inferior temporal sulcus. Lobe which separated from the parietal lobe by the parieto-occipital sulcus. This is the parieto-occipital sulcus. One more sulcus in the occipital is known as the calcarean sulcus. This is the calcarean sulcus. This gyrus is known as the cuneus gyrus. This is the lunate gyrus. Cuneus gyrus and the lunate gyrus. This gyrus is the precuneus gyrus. The gyrus is known as the paracentral gyrus. This is the paracentral gyrus and this the medial frontal gyrus. This is the medial frontal gyrus. Into the medial surface of the cerebrum which contain the important part carpus callosum. This is the corpus callosum having the four parts anterior to posterior are rostrum. This is the rostrum. Then genu, whole is trunk or body, and the posterior moat is the splenium. Rostrum, genu, trunk and body, and splenium. This is a part of the corpus callosum which separate or join the two cerebral hemisphere, right and left cerebral hemisphere with each other. This sulcus is known as the callosal sulcus. This is the callosal sulcus. In above the callosal sulcus, this is the cingulate sulcus. This sulcus is known as the cingulate sulcus, and in between the two sulcus, one gyrus is present. This gyrus is known as cingulate gyrus. This is the cingulate gyrus. Now, this is the cavity. This cavity is known as the lateral ventricle. This is the thalamus. This is the optic chiasma. This is hypophyseal cerebri, midbrain, pons, medulla. This is the cerebrum. The cerebellum. Cerebellum shows arbor vitae, that is the tree-like projection, arbor vitae into the cerebellum. From here, this is the cerebral aqueduct. This cerebral aqueduct was open into the fourth ventricles. This is the fourth ventricle. This is the lateral ventricle, cerebral aqueduct, and the fourth ventricle. This is the inferior surface of the cerebral hemisphere, which shows this is the olfactory bulb, this is the olfactory bulb, olfactory tract, and which are present into the olfactory sulcus. And the medial gyrus is known as the rectus gyrus. This is the rectus gyrus. On its lateral side shows S-shaped sulcus. This H-shaped sulcus is known as the orbital sulcus, which divide four gyrus: anterior gyrus, posterior gyrus, medial gyrus, and lateral gyrus. Four anterior, posterior, medial, and lateral gyrus by the H-shaped sulcus is known as the orbital sulcus. This is the frontal parts of the inferior surface. Part of the inferior surface which shows two important sulcus. This is the collateral sulcus. This is the collateral sulcus, and this is the occipitotemporal sulcus. Occipitotemporal sulcus, which divide into three gyrus. This is the parahippocampal gyrus. This gyrus is the parahippocampal gyrus. In above part, it shows uncus. This is the uncus. This uncus is separated from the remaining part of the tentorial part of the inferior surface by a rhinous sulcus. This is the rhinous sulcus. This is the rhinous sulcus. Now, the collateral sulcus and the occipitotemporal sulcus. This is the parahippocampal gyrus. This is the medial occipitotemporal gyrus, and this is the lateral occipitotemporal gyrus. So, this is all about the cerebrum, that is the cerebral hemisphere. Thank you very much for watching this video.